It is time for our Sicko segment of the weekend, I guess. Until the next one. So, Jason G from the SAT says, nah, Blood knew NXT was going to whoop Dynamite. This King Gao guy goes, the Hurt Syndicate had an amazing introduction to AEW. Swerve and Bobby Lashley at full gas official. Powerhouse Hobbs is back and looking better than ever. Tag match was dope as hell. Billy Goat return. Stories are moving forward. Dynamite kicked ass. Don't let miserable rating loser bait you with chores tomorrow. That dude was already crying, dude.
Shut up, bitch!
Before it even happened. Okay. So we have Undertaker here responding to the marks, and not Phil S. Marks, but he's just responding to the jabroni wrestlers who are marks for themselves, you know? So this made the Sicko segment. Let's check this out here.
You know what killed me, though, was all the passive-aggressive tweets that I got from wrestlers. Like, I'm like, you got to be kidding me, man. You need to get off this. You need to get off of Twitter and figure out why you're not drawing anything. But no one can.
And Omos is laughing because he's like, dude, I've had 8 matches and they were against Brock Lesnar, Bobby Lashley, you know, big ass name after big ass name, AJ Styles. And this Jay from Canada fellow says, oh Lord, this dork really lives in a fantasy delusional world. Couple of things. AEW's flagship show should never lose to a developmental show on AEW's normal day and time slot. Boom. Boom. And even get the developmental out of there. Just no wrestling show that they're claiming, you know? Anyways, also, he conveniently left out WWE's Netflix and USA deals in conjunction with the CW deal. I get it, though. This moron needs that X money instead of getting an actual job. That's the literal truth. So AAR Gold goes, Tony Khan is clearly a better businessman than anyone in WWE. He got a $185 million TV deal for AEW, and the main show did less than NXT, which only got $25 million. WTK. And yeah, just leaving out, like, no. It's more than that next year, and then more than that next year. Still less than the 185, but at the same time, shut up. You know what I mean? It's next. The next deal's going to be more, and then Tony's next deal's going to be less, because that's how it goes. And he's also WBD's bought in, and they're losing their ass right now. So if they can scrape a little off the top of AEW, they'll let that stay alive and sell ads on it and stuff, and let Tony do his dumb whatever the f he wants to do. He probably pays them. That's what people speculated on. So who knows? But yeah, AIR Gold said what he said, and he's a goober, man. I just got him muted, you know? Yeah, Killer Kelly, a former guest on PWT podcast. Killer Kelly, TNA Knockout, recently had a baby, and congratulations to her and Myron Reed, one of the Rascals, one of the OG Rascals, right? And look at that. She goes, do some people really think it's okay to send messages like this? I'm going to start exposing every single person that does this because they deserve to be known for their behavior. If you can, please report this piece of human garbage. And so look at this. She posts pictures, and this guy, Brandon White, is responding to multiple times to the same picture in her Instagram DMs. How are you from Portugal, but you're dating a black man? He won't be able to understand your language. She speaks English, and so does he. You piece of, you know? And then he goes, how stupid showing your pregnant belly online. You don't deserve to be a mother. Bro, right? And I'm doing this because she said it. Everyone go report and spam this goof. He goes, I didn't know you like black guys. Jesus, Brandon White. Dumb as L. Why? Yeah, because psychos like you will see it. Everyone else is cool, bro. He goes, this girl seriously let a black dude knock her up? How stupid. Does he think this is public? Does he think he's on Twitter? God, what a sicko, man. Shout out Killer Kelly, dude. So, Pro Wrestler Counselor says, not sure why this is funny considering AEW tries to be ECW at times, all the time. They think that's what they are. Drain Bamager, who some people speculate is Tony Khan himself, or at least someone who works in AEW or for AEW in some capacity, says that Christian Cage just buried ECW and called it an outlaw promotion, as the other channel runs a special ECW show in the 2300 arena at the same time, LMFAO. And it's like, yeah, we all know, bro, wrestling's mainstream. You have to like over explain that because you're always over explaining these little goofy side stories about AEW to people. You don't need to explain all that. We understand the reference. Here's the other thing with Christian Cage. I bet he thought his segment was going to like do the best of the night because people do like to watch him talk. Even WWE fans say it like, no, Christian's good, but no, it's played out. Everything in AEW's played out. You know, there was like 300,000 more fans like 2 years ago or like a year ago that just are like really falling off, and we're really starting to see everyone fall off. And it's because it's played out. We don't want to see dumb dad jokes. We're over the dad faction. You know, in AEW, they just cling on to something that kind of works, and then they just run it into the ground so fast. And even MJF is tiresome. We said it earlier, you know? But either way, I'm not going to play his. I'm going to get Don Stevens. But like, LMAO, he took a shot at ECW and obviously by proxy WWE because we know they were going head to head. And it's like, this is the I was trying to give them credit for getting away from. This is that I was hoping AEW would stop doing, and they just can't help themselves. Not even Christian. Shout out Corny there. Here is Undertaker. Here, let's play. This is the longer version of what I played before. We already saw it. He's just like, get off Twitter. Here's Wrestling Counselor again. He says, someone posted to the wrong account. All Elite Blog says, All Elite Wrestling is setting new standards in pro wrestling with a star-studded roster, innovative matches, and a signature style all their own. AEW delivers unmissable action every week. Buckle up for 2 hours of professional wrestling live on AEW Dynamite. So like is this someone who works in AEW whose burner turns out is AEW blog, and that's why they've been blocking everyone and shilling AEW and their, you know what I mean? That's what I'm wondering now. Let's give it an X-Files because I don't know. I think it's becoming more and more obvious, guys. I just really want you guys to pay attention to who follows some of the sickoest accounts that even have like 20 followers, and look at who follows them, man. Some of these real AEW sickos. I'm telling you, dude, I really do think it's someone who works there, you know? I don't know who. I'm not going to like dig around. I don't give a... They blocked me a long time ago, but it's just like, now I can see they're not that I was even looking at their stuff. I don't think I ever followed them. They just blocked me. But, yeah, I don't know. This seems like a tweet that someone like Tony Khan was trying to send. Not that. You know, if it's Tony. I don't think Tony honestly uses burners. I think he's such a sicko. He'll just use his own account for whatever. And he just tweets out whatever. I don't think he'd be able to control. We'd find it in 1 second. It would be like no debate because he tweets the same way, you know? And he uses like GIFs a lot and stuff like that. So, and Time Cop. No, I don't know. This seems like someone who works there. This feels overly professional for AEW blog, unless the whole time AEW blog has been owned by someone from AEW and they've never denied that. I don't know, but it just seems kind of stooging yourself. But a lot of these accounts stooging themselves. Ref MJ from NJ. I just call him MJ from NJ because that's how they were known on Thurston's thing back in the day. So how sad that the Shadow Saber deleted an hour-long convo in which I presented my views on WWE ID, which halfway through he started to agree with and repeat back in his own words. There is nothing more sad than the person who thinks they know it all, as a counter view presented, agrees with it, and then is too afraid to have it be public. So basically what MJ from NJ is saying is that they presented their view. So this is Christian but no Cage, and look, they're clearly an AEW stan. And they had a conversation together. MJ from NJ convinced the Shadow Saber of their position on the WWE ID program, and this person publicly agreed with them, but afterwards was like, "Oh, nope, you're blocked." And
liar.
You know, like, no, I'm correct. Like, it deleted the whole conversation. And it's just like, come on now, bro. You can't. Oh, come on now, Shadow Saber. That's not very fair. Would have been good for people to see. You know, they don't. It's delusional. It's a cult. You're not allowed to. This person would lose their whole identity. You know what I mean? So, yeah, deleting evidence of it to begin with. The ironic part is that he got upset today for being called out on declaring something not a fact that was undoubtedly a fact. Okay. Nobody telling him that in a few short days I'll see his tweets again. What a bad faith censorship, baby. I don't know. That's funny. Shout out MJ from NJ. So, we got some stuff here. The counselor, bro, he's in here. He's been putting in overtime here for PWT. The Wrestling Mark 16 is like, this app is never gonna be fun again, is it? And then Real Jack Cassidy, nope. It's so funny, dude. They're such bullies. It's a bully mentality. It really is. When things were going their ways in 2019, someone responded this to me under one of my tweets because I was responding to this, and I quote tweeted this, and someone responded to it, and they're like, dude, if you were on Twitter in 2019, 5 years ago or however long ago, they were beating the out of us, trashing us every week because they're beating NXT. And like WWE was so, and we trudged through it, took it on the chin, and we're still on this app. And now these can't handle it. So I appreciate it. I can't remember who it was who told me that on X, but I appreciated that. I was like, hell yeah, dude. This Jack Cassidy guy is always crying too. It's not going to be fun again. Why? Because you guys lost in the ratings. A lot of people are saying it's political too. I don't think it's that, man. Like, everyone, Twitter exploded the more it got political, So I don't agree with that, but I just think it's over the fact that their cognitive dissonance has been punctured and they're just trying to repair. They're like in a bubble, right? So then when their cognitive dissonance bubble gets like burst a little bit, right? A little tear comes in it. Holy, they lost the key demo and they just got smoked. Like not one segment on their own night beat any segment, beating TNA's Rhino. Robbie E. TNA's Robbie E and Rhino. Is that who you mean? TNA outdrew AEW confirmed, because that happened. You're going to quit Twitter and this app won't be fun. But it was fun and I know because I was reading the two. I wasn't partaking, but I'm not as familiar with the beatdowns, but I would see the tweets that would go viral of like, look at AEW's kicking ass. And I loved AEW. I still watch it, damn it. I don't ever watch Rampage anymore. And then Collision is like, maybe I'll do that sometimes, but I don't really wanna, like UFC's on right now. I got that on instead of Collision. So yeah, they're just crying, bro. And here's Tony McCon right here. Those failed meme things. So again, the counselor says, what a vile thing to say. And Wrestling Mark 16 says, did they move NXT to Wednesday because they didn't want to get killed in the ratings, or because 90% of the roster requested the night off in case they needed to prepare for a possible insurrection? See, dude, so now this dude's making it political. He's trying to be like, oh, you're all MAGA or whatever.
You what?
Meanwhile, Tony Khan's dad, who helps fund this company that you stand and cry over, Chris Jericho, who Dave Meltzer had to disgustingly insert into the whole Dutch Mantel thing because they're on each other's nuts so hard. WWE ID, they dropped like 100 names that they're not 100 yet, but like 20 at least at this point. Close to that. Probably like maybe closer to, I'm not the hot news, remember, closer to like 15. Names that have been scouted and announced from the WWE ID. I have them all bookmarked. I don't know if we'll get to them tonight, but we'll definitely cover them all. One of them is Jack Cartwheel, okay, who does AEW dates, and he's an indie guy. He does the cartwheels. We've made fun of him on the show, and if you go back, you guys can go through the goddamn transcripts and go back and find your boy Phil Mark saying this. Jack Cartwheel, he's got a good physique. He could be a really good jobber. His legs look really powerful, and he does these dumb cartwheels though, but he can wrestle. If you watch like a match, you're like, okay, he can do that. He just wants to cartwheel though. So it's silly. But WWE scouted him and they made him drop the Jack Cartwheel thing. And they're like, no, you're Cartwheel Jack Summit. Like immediately they're like, no, you're not Jack Cartwheel. A cartwheel can't be your gimmick. You can do a cartwheel, but it can't be your gimmick. So they instantly were like Cartwheel Jack Summit, which I love that. And his finisher, the Twisting Star Press. I love these WWE ID. I love what they're doing with all of this. Very social media friendly. They know they're drumming up it a little bit, but it's good. It brings up interest. This guy's stock just went up regardless. He can go no WWE and go make more money on the indies now just because they tweeted this out. My word, man. But then, yeah, AIR Gold scouted from AEW. Just Goober City, dude. Crazy, man. That stuff is whack. Powerful King JJ says these folks already have dream matches in place for the Street Profits and AEW and throwing more darts at Triple H. And the Street Profits are working like an angle, guys. Like this is their split up is going to happen. And they're doing it through the social media because they can't drum up the interest on TV. And right now they need the TV for some other. And it's pretty obvious what they're doing. They're using social media to their advantage. I pointed out all the goddamn time. That's why WWE's operating on another level. Tony Khan isn't being innovative with anything, especially not social media. He's just spamming, "Thank you for watching Dynamite" tweets throughout the whole show, thanking the people that are already watching the show. Let's look at a real goof here. It's like, what is going on? And it's about, Montez Ford frustrated with constant stop and go with the Street Profits. The Fed is known for racism. Color me shocked. Their hottest angle is a bunch of brown dudes. The Bloodline's a bunch of brown dudes, bro. What the are you talking about? Jesus Christ. All the women are the most international, multicultural, diverse mix of women you could ever... Like, that's what I was hoping, too, with the U.S. title. I was hoping it was the IC title. Look at that 10-woman main event. It's like, it's just international stars, and you look at the main roster, it's just everyone's from all over the world, It's a beautiful thing, man. The U.S. title is a little more WCW, like it came after the IC title in WWE's lineage, and they consider the U.S. title from WCW sort of like the WWE's title actually is a resurrection of that. I don't know if y'all know that or not, but I believe so. If you can fact check me on that, I believe it's like a continuation of that same lineage or whatever. But yeah, so I would have liked the IC title first personally. That's Phil Mark's Fantasy Mark booking. But yeah, Triple K strikes again. I see people call Tony Khan like Triple KK Khan as well. So it's like they both get that. So I'm not gonna, I see both drones and sickos throw that one lobby that back and forth. The AEW freakazoids are leaving. We won. So I mentioned it earlier. All these goobers are like, let's go to Blue Sky. And I went and signed up for one, and I just put flutes in the chat. It's like, everyone go sign up on that app, and all you do is tweet out a flute or whatever it's called. Sky Blue Sky. Yeah, dude, I bet Tony Khan owns Blue Sky confirmed. Tony Khan started it, dude. And that's why they're all like, let's go over there. It's like a marketing ploy for them to escape so they can just lie to each other like a cult, bro. But we talked about this. That's what cults do. They separate themselves from reality, from the rest of the world, and give each other false hope and praise or whatever. And there's always a prophet, and over there it's Tony Khan. And I scrolled through the app. It's literally just a Twitter knockoff, except for everything's public, right? So the sickos are going to expose themselves so horribly on that app, and we have to be there to witness it. People send screen grabs from Blue Sky. But the handles are dumb. It's like you make your handle .blue sky or something. Like, it's so stupid. And I always sign up for every new app. Like, I don't give I have like a Rumble. I'm not on there doing Rumble content. I just like synced my YouTube to it, and I've never went on there ever. I don't think, so I sign up for everything. Even like I have a Twitch. I don't use it, but I will probably one day, right? I just make sure like I own my handles on every app. Right, it's important for the branding and all that. So Dav Boro, former Dav Boro, but he cringed himself out, so he changed it to Dav GWP. Says it's become apparently since using Blue Sky, dummy, yeah, for the last day that Twitter's genuinely just a toxic mess. Yeah, because of you, Dav. Just go look at how he argues to people. He will just purposefully shift the goalpost or move out of context, and that's what this is. Oh, it's apparent because after using Blue Sky. Yeah, the same thing happened on Threads. For the first 4 days, you guys were like, oh, it's amazing here. And then everyone stopped using it. And it's not a better place, or else you all wouldn't need Blue Sky. You would all still just be using Threads.
The best guy's Tony Khan.
I'll say it one more time. You guys would not be needing Blue Sky. You would all just sign up and stay on and actually use Threads.
Dummy, yeah.
Especially because you all already probably have Instagrams. So he goes, I urge people who are sick to give Bluesky a chance, especially if you're an AEW fan. I believe Tony McCann owns Bluesky or like a stake in it or something. Because it's like all of a sudden they're all like, yeah, let's go to Bluesky. Why not Threads? Why not Truth Social? It's great. It's huge. It's the second biggest. Ask Elon. No. Why don't you go to Threads? Am I wrong, chat? Like, am I not the only one saying that? So Threads just isn't a thing, but it was all great and sunshine and lollipops and rainbows over there. Oh, it got toxic too, for real. It's just like Instagram automatically posts on it. So, like, you don't even have to post on it. Is that your excuse? You could just go there and start using it like Twitter. Well, Threads, I like that you can like quote post, so then stay on Twitter. Tony Khan has to own some of this. I'm throwing it out there, allegedly. Maybe I'm wrong. Hey, I'm just making it up. Who knows? Another X-Files. Alternative theory, all social media is toxic. It is. It's not good for people's brains. You know what I mean? We got to make fun of it, you know? We got to bring levity to it. We got to approach it with a different angle like I'm doing. And yes, I'm just roasting people. I didn't invent this, chat. Yeah, you got to make it fun. And I've started to try and post and ghost more, and then I just start responding to marks. We all get looped into it. That's why it's toxic. We all have bubbles, right? So I try to go outside the bubble. That's why, too, they're like, you follow me. And it's like, well, yeah, we were debating, and I enjoyed it, and even though it like didn't really get anywhere, maybe we'll meet again down the line, or like I'll follow people I don't always agree with. It's like John Cena says it too. He's like, yeah, you just got to follow people. Follows PWT. No, he follows like 1 million people almost, you know. But either way, though, hey, one of the milli. He's got like 15 million followers, so that ratio is pretty good, folks. I don't know. Peacemaker follows your boy. It's all I'll say. But for real though, it's like I like to have from outside the bubble come in, and then it gives me content. I get to stay sharp. I get to quote tweet it, make it fun. But yeah, plenty. And you're right. It's all up. So Dav continues. Like they're all. And this guy goes, Bluesky is AEW territory. So like less of you, but you can all just like blow each other and make fun of the Fed with no pushback. But you all want to make fun of the Fed. Like, do you guys get that? They want to make fun of the Federation, bro. Okay? WWE fans just got to own it, bro. AEW's fans are the sickos. He's got to own the Fed, bro. They want to take shots at the Federation, but they don't want to eat shots, though. That's so you want to punch, but you don't want to get punched back. And bullies are always in the minority. There's always more people who aren't bullies than there are bullies. So it's exactly bully mentality. So I don't want to hear people like, oh, but they're punching whatever. No, according to Tony Khan, I have more money than them and this guy, and I won't tolerate this. And we'll get 250 million, the second most profitable of all time, not adjusted for inflation, minus my dad's chunk or plus my dad's chunk, you know? You guys want to play these games and talk that, and you're this big bad billionaire, Tony Khan. It's a fair fight, bro. We just saw in the UFC Alex Pereira, the number one fighter, some would say pound for pound light heavyweight champ. He took on Khalil Roundtree, who's ranked number 8. Is that not a good fight? Is that not a fair fight? No, bro. You know, Pereira's got more money. He's got more clout. He's got more legacy. He's ranked way higher. But they squared up, bro, and Tony wanted to square up till he got 1-2, and now he's like, oh, dude, no. And Dave and them are like, no, Tony's doing a good job of not melting down lately, honestly. And he's being kind of funny lately. Like, if he does respond to people, he's being nice and he's being sort of jovial. I'm cool with that, Tony. Don't melt down, or do, because I can cover it on the show, and it'll be hilarious. But, hey, either way. Wrestling Mark, see, and here's the handles. Right? So this is like what Bluesky looks like. It's just a Twitter knockoff, and the handle is at wrestlingmark.bsky.social. Bro, nobody's switching to an app where it's like a longer than a website name, bro. What? Nobody's switching from Twitter. Oh, I can't just be at Pro Wrestle Times. I have to be at prowrestletimes.bsky.social. No one's going and like, I'm sorry, guys. Have fun while you're there in this dumb, whatever dumb invented this. And here's the thing, too. You guys ready? It's not just AEW sickos. I'm scrolling through. They go, tell us some things you like. So I click like, sports, comedy, this, that. And Like NBA people are like, oh, I notice on threads the toxic NBA fans aren't here. They're all doing it. It's just like a cope fest. The new app, bro.
That's great.
Meanwhile, they're all going to come back to Twitter in 7 days. So Bluesky is AEW territory. Wrestling goes, man, I really hope them lots stay away, way over there. This place seems so peaceful. So I'm kind of noticing this is basically an app. So this guy can't stop talking about the other app, though. How obsessed could you be? How addicted to the other app could you be? And it's just a bunch of mentally ill restarts on this app, all just like humping. Isn't it great? It's so great, man. Man, it's amazing. Right? And he just can't get over the fact that, like, he left Twitter. It's like, hey, you left, bro. Like, this is how you know you're crawling back. You ever date a girl that's still obsessing with you after you break up? She ends up trying to come back, bro, or flip it around, boyfriend, whatever. But, like, you don't want to cross paths with him again because you're like, okay, you know, it's this guy's going to come crawling back. Anyways, so I'm kind of noticing this is basically an app for AEW fans who just want peace, quiet, and positivity when they enjoy a show. Maybe. I don't know. And so I put a question mark. Like, is it that? I can't really tell. I'm stupid. This is what dreams are made of. This is what I joined Twitter for in the first place. To just only hear one opinion you agree with is why you joined a social media app that's available to the public for public discourse, for people to share news and their opinions. You don't want to hear other opinions on the opinion app. Whoa! Whoa! Sickos, man. I'm going to do my best to avoid any spoilers for Collision this week. Probably a lot easier on here. But I really need an Outrunners win. Probably a lot easier on here. He's so obsessed with Twitter. He's coping so hard. I'm here for purely positive wrestling talk. So any mention of Randy Orton or NXT in your band? Dude, this is a cult. This is what cults do. This is cult behavior, dude. They're leaving to go reaffirm that they need reaffirmed because of some sort of like psychological issue with their brains. I don't know. Dav Boro. Whoever's running Bluesky must be confused as the quest 24 to 48 hours with all new wrestling accounts joining the last. My boy wrestlingmark.bsky.social. Look how ugly those handles look. Nobody's switching to that, bro. He's finally joined up. Get him followed. We can all make a pact, by the way. Bluesky is a ratings, attendance, discourse free zone. But then what's going to happen when they do better in the ratings? Do you guys think that they'll Bluesky out some ratings tweets? Chat, what do you think? You think they're going to Bluesky out some ratings tweets when it's favorable for them the next time it is?
That's great.
You guys let me know. I know the answer. Yeah, can we all make a pact? You already have. Guys, this is a cult. I'm over here now. First they start over here, then they go over there now. First Bluesky post, let's go. Big LA's Team Chaos. Dude, I might go there just to read what he's got to say. Officially deactivated my Twitter. Elon can eat. When TK first pitched Battle of the Belts, he wanted to be a 2-hour live special, a free pay-per-view on TV. I think this is what Parade of Champions will be, maybe on Fox. Keep dreaming, bud. Parade of Champions is a dumb name, and Battle of the Belts is dead, failed. So what makes anyone think that a new concept, Battle of the Belts, Parade of Champions, yeah, that's going to do better? It's not. Maybe on Fox, okay? If Fox doesn't like viewers and money, yeah, I don't know what to tell you, man. He won't book it like a 2-hour pay-per-view. Battle of the Belts wasn't. Tony wanted it to be like this, but it wasn't ever that. So now he's going to do that over there, and it's going to work like a free pay-per-view. Then you can kill your pay-per-view business, you know? Just put on great dynamites, write good stories. Jesus. So the fantastical tales of Tony Khan at Burning Senton 90 says, sing, O muse of Tony, son of Khan, the noble savior of New Japan, whose golden vision and sculpted form struck awe across the realms of wrestling. With wisdom rare and acumen sharp as a finely tempered sword, he beheld the mighty New Japan, a giant fallen to its knees. Shrouded in the fog of despair, the warriors of New Japan, hearts heavy and weary, beheld this hero, whose voice was like thunder and whose gaze like fire. Fear not, cried Tony. Fear not, cried Tony, his words cascading like a river of strength. For I bring forth the alliances, vast and unbroken, that shall breathe new life into this ancient realm, with mind as keen as Athena's spear, and a cock equally as shall restore you to greatness, and your glory shall ring through the ages. With every word, he inspired them, lifting them from their doldrums. Mighty warriors and champions of old rallied beneath his banner, their spirits rekindled by the promise of triumph. To AEW, he joined their fortunes, a bridge across empires built by his mighty hand, blending lands and wrestlers into one family of strength. God bless this glorious golden god, a triumph of the human spirit and shining beacon of philanthropy. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for a fantastical tales of Tony Khan. We'll actually just give it a This is great. He's a better writer than Meltzer, 100%. So moving along, LC Killer 20 says, this guy is down with the sickness. Getting up, come on, get down with the sickness. Open up your eight and to me. One day. The pro wrestling world. Preach, my brother. The smart guys spitting facts. Only watching the mainstream that others tell you to watch makes you an uneducated sheep with poor taste, not a true fan. That's why I'm here, always bringing some culture. That's why Dave Meltzer, the greatest wrestling journalist ever, praises AEW. Great minds think alike. Get some culture, watch some real wrestling in AEW instead of WWE's sports entertainment, and then maybe have an educated conversation with other fans. The one and only Proud Smark. The worst fans are those who only watch WWE. That's like listening to only radio hits and only eating McDonald's. You're a sheep, WWE. Yeah, no, see, I think it's the complete and utter opposite, and AEW's trying to be WWE, and if they weren't, they wouldn't care about, the biggest attendance for any pro wrestling show. Dave Meltzer wouldn't argue about the key demos. He would just be like, well, the wrestling's better and more athletic. But he doesn't even make that argument. He just tries to talk numbers, a battle he can't win, because he's a dummy. And yeah, this guy's an idiot. Both of these guys who post this are idiots. I would debate either of them on my show if they want to. Objectively, it's worse. And AEW is the McDonald's. AEW is the McDonald's, bro. You go on social media. If you're a wrestling fan, it's all in your face. It's everywhere you go. You can only consume it once in a while or it makes you sick. And you slop hog pigs, neckbeards, eat this up, okay? And just whatever. I've brought it up before. Oh, you're just eating whatever slop. No, dude. They could put a ketchup on your McChicken and you wouldn't even notice because you're piggies, piggy wiggies. Talking to you, Proud Smark, and I'll tell you why. Jericho, he's the new Wave. He won the Ring of Honor title again, right? He has an ROH style match without honor on Dynamite, but they call it a trios match. But in Ring of Honor, it's called 6-man tag. So it's like they can't even stay consistent with their own. Do you guys get what I'm putting down? Like they're not even, I don't know what Will Washington's doing, but they can't even stay consistent with their own lore and that's the problem. Like Chris Statlander shows up out of nowhere and is just a babyface because after being a heel. All of a sudden, she's just not with Stokely and she's a babyface. Now, if you want to say people standing, like overly standing, but the WWE fans were critical of WWE when it was 5 years ago and like 10 years ago. And if you want to talk about standing, okay, yes, if people are standing bad WWE back then, like a decade ago, okay. But if you're talking about now, WWE is red hot. There's a reason. Oh, billions of people eat McDonald's. Yeah, but it's food. People need to eat. People don't need to watch wrestling. People need to eat. So it's cheap, affordable food that you can locate anywhere. You drive anywhere, there's 10 McDonald's. That's why it's so popular. It's not the same. People don't need to watch wrestling to survive. Maybe you sick freaks do, but people don't need to do that. So that's why you can't even compare the two. You can't whatsoever. And the thing is Taylor Swift has objective talent. Is she the most talented ever? Again, that's not what makes you the best. It's entertainment. And that's why you see in WWE, you don't have to be he can do a 740 backflip. Okay. That doesn't matter in this grand scheme of things. Now, it's good if you can do that and have it in your back pocket, right? Taylor Swift doesn't have to be the best singer. That's not what makes people enjoy music. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, yes, if people are the best singers, okay, that it's amazing to listen to, but it doesn't mean that they write songs that people want to listen to. Same with wrestlers. You can be the most athletic guy. If you don't understand the psychology, people don't want to watch it. That's entertainment. But this whole like McDonald's argument, bro, people need to eat food. You don't need to watch anything on television to live. You don't need to watch wrestling to live. You cannot compare the two. If you want to compare it to McDonald's, okay, WWE is available. They try to make it as available to as many people as possible. They market extremely well. They have a little play area for the kids, but they got the McCafe menu for the adults who want a coffee and a wrap or whatever. And they got the toy for the kids and they got the play area. Okay, so they appeal to everyone. They've stayed true to themselves. They've stayed at their core. They're casuals. Oh, you like the Big Mac? Well, here's the double Big Mac. After however many years, we're going to be innovative and bring in casuals, but their core people eat there regularly. Okay, the majority of people do not eat at McDonald's all the time. The majority of people eat at McDonald's a little bit of the time. So if you want to make the comparison, like you'll eat whatever, yeah, McDonald's is the best because they serve the most people because it's decent enough food. Like, you know what I mean? It's good enough. You can't tell me you don't like nuggies. You can't tell me you don't like Big Macs. It's good food. Like, ultimately, we all would eat some McDonald's. Is it the best mom and pop burger shop? No, but that mom and pop burger shop also isn't selling as much, and it's not food. Like, wrestling's not food. You know what I mean? Like, we don't need it. So like a mom and pop burger shop, you can say it's the best and they can stay around for 50 years because people need to eat food and they're making quality. McDonald's makes quality enough to where even like Gordon Ramsay goes, oh, Dom, I'll come eat at McDonald's. I can't lie. I love McDonald's. Everyone says it. Everyone who doesn't like McDonald's. So I think the argument goes the other way. If you want to say, oh, you'll eat whatever slop they give you, or like say like, oh, only listening to radio hits. What's wrong with only listening to radio hits? Like, I don't do that. But like, oh, if you're not in underground music, yeah, all those underground artists, a bunch of them are broke, and they don't have an AEW, just throw it, right? So like, shut up. You know what I mean? It's so dumb because then you're not keeping the same energy with that. Anyways, I love roasting these goobers. So this comes out, Lisa Green, or I guess Wrestling World CC says, CM Punk reacts to Zeta Steel becoming a WWE ID prospect. Welcome to the program. He reacted to everyone who became a WWE ID prospect, by the way, not just Zeta Steel. And this guy, and then this Lisa Green says, another woman for Punk to... Bro, you couldn't be more of a pussy saying something like that. And like, you couldn't reveal that you don't more than by tweeting like that. And this guy goes, Tony Sellers how out. Sellers Tony's. Okay, that's a weird handle. He goes, and they go on about Vince grooming women. Who's they, bro? That's what you idiots go on about. Who's they, bro? Who's they? Like the mainstream media? Or like what? What about grooming women? Like what the f*** are you talking about? This guy CM Punk should be investigated for S misconduct. A married man having affairs left and right. Horrible guy he is. You couldn't be sicker. Like, that's Jack Perry's burner right there, dude. Jack Perry on his man. Because like, you can't accuse him of that. Just saying that about him, especially when you don't know. And like, who cares? Obviously, we know it's in. We're gonna make fun of it. Shut up, Punk. But a guy mid-40s married, chasing girls 20 to 25, embarrassing. Bro, he's going to be like the future trainer of NXT. Have you not heard about that? Have you not heard about how he's going to take over for Shawn Michaels in one day and he's studying under him and Regal and learning the ins and outs of NXT and the WWE ID and the NIL so he can develop and train talent one day as well. You don't know about that, buddy? He tweeted about all the guys too. Does he want them? Oh yeah, he wants some of those dudes too, or what? Or are you just a crybaby? Jeepers. The Mole, and I just quote tweet and go elbow. And Mole goes, "Who is this guy? It rings a bell, but I'm not really active on Twitter much. What does the jury say?" So it's funny that like Ring of Honor wants to follow the Mole, and Elbow wants to follow the Mole, and I think the Mole is either trolling everyone or he's a very delicate liar. I'm just giving every option like Meltzer. Actually, but yeah, I'm leaning towards like I'm just giving both sides. If he does work in AEW, I think he could be a plant. There's a possibility of that. I guess anything's possible. But I also think it could just be like a super meticulous control that's working, you know. But either way, at one point the dude like he keeps asking for like a mole sign, and so I don't really interact with the Mole. Like I read everything he puts out there, but I don't like or retweet or any of it, you know. I don't like whatever. I told you guys I'm not like trying to blow up the actual account spot, even though I know it's redundant, but the Mole wants it. He wants signs of him even. He wants me to cover this, okay? He threw the flutes up, you guys know. But the Mole deleted his account. But I responded to him before he did, and I was like, the one rare time I did, I was like, no signs. They'll sniff you out in 1 second, bro. And then like later that day, he deleted his account. And then there's a whole account called AEW Mole Exposed. And he's like, I deleted, I got rid of the account. And I'm sitting here like, are these two the same people just like doing a troll on everyone? But AEW Mole Exposed is hilarious. And he's like, it's because of me. I exposed him as being fake and blah, 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 blah. I just was like, dude, you didn't do, you know, you have 2 followers and I'm one of them. And I follow you, you're goddamn sicko. And I'm going to make fun of you on my show, you know, for some of these L-ass takes. But yeah, and I'm just like, I'm one of the most critical of the Mole this whole time. Even right now, I'm being very critical and skeptical. However, we'll still follow up and see what he gets right. He got a bunch of right before. People are saying he swiftly deletes, he gets wrong, but even the Mole Exposer was like, he got this whole Dynamite wrong, but he got it right. He got like most of it right, actually. And so I was like, what is this guy talking about? Or are they the same people just doing like a weird, sick catfish social experiment? I'm sure some of that exists in the IWC. I will die for Mickey Nuggy, bro. Oh, yes. Yes, bro. Might have to get some after this. But it's funny they're following this account, and he like removed everyone he's following. So he deleted his account, came back, put out a tweet saying, I'm 100% a parody. This is a work. Everything I've told y'all is whatever. But it seemed like he was being sarcastic. And then he deleted that post, and then he like unfollowed everyone he was following, but kept his followers. So I just think it's either a plant or it could just be an elaborate troll, because now I'm like, okay, how are you just, I don't know. It's like you wouldn't be doing that. Either the account goes away or you're stooging. And he said there's multiple moles. And it's like, who are these other moles? AEW Mole Exposer? I don't know. I'm pretty good at this, like piecing things together, and maybe I'm wrong on that, but I'll get myself in X-Files. I'm just thinking aloud to you guys too. Don't take anything I say seriously. I don't know. This is just me thinking it out aloud with chat. I'm going to download Bluesky. Wish me luck. I didn't even download it. You can do it all. They don't force you because they're trying to get people to sign up, right? So they don't force you to download the app even. You can just sign up on your browser, set up your profile, everything. I did that just so I own my, and then I dipped out. I'm never going on there again. So if there's anything juicy over there, screen grab it and send it to PWT on Twitter. But yeah, Elboo trying to follow the Mole. I thought you were the news, bro. I thought you hang out with Tony and them. Jay from Canada says, is tweeting a paragraph really necessary? And then this clear AI account. Like, look, that's not even a person. That's an AI person, bro. It's like a cartoon filter or something, but for real, for all we know, that could be AI. I'll make you a picture like that with AI right now on the show, live on the air. No, but at swinghand_AEW, it's AI, bro. It's not a real people. It's not a real person. You don't put AEW. Well, maybe if you're tribalist, but and then Nitro Korean flag AI picture. I don't know. Seems weird. To those who wish All Elite Wrestling to fail, here's the bottom line. because Nitro said so. AEW will last forever. AEW has grown to the point where it doesn't need to compete. Bro, then why are they trying to compete, bro? And that is not true, dude. You're in competition just by proxy of being in the wrestling business. Know that AEW is a replacement for WWE. What the kind of drone-ass robot account is this? Know that it is a replacement for WWE. AEW is a company that promotes employment. Okay. So does every company that employs people. Gives many wrestlers a chance and a choice. So does WWE. I hope my words reach those who are praying for AEW to fail by counting viewership and event attendance. Yeah, I'm not praying for AEW to fail, so this doesn't apply to me. I just we can't cope, right? Like you're seeing a lot of this with like election too. You're seeing people, and I don't give a fuck about what side of the aisle. It's just like stop melting down. Like it's all good. Did everything explode? No, you guys a lot. Yeah, like calm the down. All right, it's all good. So it's not going to get better if you're melting down like restarts, right? So Nitro, calm down, chill. Let's just take accountability. Go listen. Tony needs to make the booking better. I'm a diehard AEW fan. I don't care if you sickos attack me. It's just the truth. And I'm going to keep. I love it better than WWE. I get that other people don't. I'm going to keep enjoying it. Let's go. I'm batting for my team, the Fed. Even if you feel it, I don't care. The Fed, AEW, I don't care if people are like that either. But it's just like, I don't know. You just can't take it this serial. Otherwise, it just blows up in your face. Ultimately, this is why it's blowing up in their faces, because the media aligned with them too, and that's where it gets up. When the media's all just aligning with you, and you're clearly like sick in the head, it doesn't work out well. People, real people, the PWT universe, like your boy Phil, we realize, we catch on, we go, oh, and then you point it out, and then it's like, all right, now we're not going to tolerate, Now you're just gaslighting me. Yeah, it always blows up in people's faces. Anyways, bodyslam.net says, grab him by the pussy. Jake Hager endorses Trump. That's so good. Grab him by the pussy because he has a lisp. He has a lisp. Jake Hager endorses Trump, attempts to educate women on their reproductive rights. Yeah, we covered that on the other show. What a sicko. Andy H. Murray. So this was just like, I get what he's saying, but it's so stupid and cringe. And this is 15 years ago, bro. Whatever developmental system, in quotations, like developmental system, produces real like Samoa Joe, Homicide, CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, the Briscoes, Roderick Strong, and Kevin Steen is the best developmental system. So ROH 15 years ago is the best developmental system.
What?
So TNA is the best developmental system.
Shut up, bitch.
They're all just coping over WWE ID now. Like I said before, Jack Cartwheel, just by getting his name mentioned in a tweet, his stock went up. And if you guys read what the mission statement is here with WWE ID, these guys can even go wrestle in AEW. They said it. They were asked the question straight up, and the WWE, whoever that was asked it, that represents WWE, was like, "No, we wouldn't mind if they did that." They don't look at AEW's competition unless they go head to head. No, but here's the thing. Yeah, they brought back some ECW guys, but I don't want to hear that. Like, Bubba was on TNA, not drawing as much as WWE or NXT recently. So was Rhino. So was Robbie E. And then you want to tell me and Nunzio, and then you want to tell me Francine and Dawn Marie? No, the women of NXT outdrew AEW. Stop being pussies about it. Lola Vice, y'all up. Zarya, you guys up. Vacker and Julia Gulia, you all up. The juggernaut from TNA, who wasn't getting Dynamite ratings. Like you wouldn't say they wouldn't cope for TNA like that. They just they do cope, but they just get mad when they do similar numbers to AEW. Or when people go, yo, they're going to catch them on pay-per-view sellouts. They just cope that way. This is the best thing for pro wrestling all around. It's better for AEW. The people from the indies who come into AEW are going to be better because of this too. The people who get jobs there. So these people are just coping. You're going to see more and more of it. You're going to see it when they turn Jack Cartwheel into a real. You guys are going to see meltdowns. Oh, but you guys hated when he did cartwheels. Yeah, but he doesn't do that anymore. And they're going to cope over it. So yeah. And Andy H. Murray, isn't he like one of those Wrestle Talk guys or whatever? Jake Hager's going Chris Jericho. So Jake Hager goes, I love all pro wrestling fans that think they're educated. Wrestling fans die, believe fit, they're told, and it's real. LMAO. Do you want proof that Tony Khan is a communist and threatened me to be silent or else? Wrestling fans trying to sound intelligent. It's funny, man. He called Tony a communist. Ooh, I love it. So Counselor again says, if these AEW Freakazoids are right, then Tony Khan and the Freakazoids need to thank WWE for bringing adequately trained people who got exposure on a big platform. WWE is going to make AEW safer. Yeah, true that. Wrestling Observer, the idea with the WWE ID program is that if they any wrestler under these deals gets offered a contract by AEW, New Japan, TNA, or somebody else, WWE would have a right of first refusal. At that point, WWE can either drop them or sign them to a contract and bring them to Orlando. And then we continue post-wrestling, right? There are currently no restrictions when it comes to talent under WWE ID deals, doing jobs on shows, or taking bookings. When asked about AEW extra work, it was said that WWE would not prevent its talent from taking those bookings. Why would they? They want them to get TV time and in-ring time, man. It's so stupid to think they wouldn't. They don't give a... They signed Jack Cartwheel, bro. Cope. So Jake Hager tweets out, the shirt they refused to make. Your hat and a guy humping the hat. Or the your. I'm surprised they didn't make this shirt. And who gives a... Because this is a terrible shirt and no one would ever buy that shirt other than an AEW mark, dude. Yeah, thank God they didn't make that. Or it's too bad they didn't. I would have trolled it. I guess I'm trolling it now. Yeah, Heel Uzi goes, go to sleep. GTS bud. SmackDown Hotel tweeted this out. I don't know why this made my Sicko segment, but whatever. He goes, not sure why the Iron Sheik wasn't featured in the DLC trailer that aired on SmackDown for the WWE 2K24, the new DLC package. He's still listed as a part of the DLC, and we're just 4 days away from the pack's release. Well, it's called the WCW Legends Pack, bud. That's why you made the Sickos. But I love SmackDown Hotel, so I'm not hating. But yeah, I don't know why I put that in here. It's the WCW Legends Pack. Sheik was there for like 1 year in Jim Crockett promotion or something. So Ibou goes, working on transitioning fully here to what? You what? No.
You what?
No, I'm just joking. Trying to find all my mutuals from Twitter. And yeah, look at that ugly ass handle, backuphangman.bsky.social. Holy, they couldn't have just done backuphangman.bluesky or backuphangman nothing. Craziness. But yeah, if he dips out, good for him. We'll still get screen grabs, bro. Unpaid Critic says they didn't even announce Max. So, oh yeah, this is the other thing too. So all the Sickos were running with this dumb I saw too. So Real Jack Cassidy goes, Warner Bros. Discovery announced their largest ever quarterly Max subscriber growth at 7.2 million during the third quarter. This beat out Peacock's 3 million subscriber growth over the same time frame. Yeah, WWE's leaving Peacock during the same time frame, and they've been on there longer. So that's why it didn't grow as big. But not only that, right here, this guy. So AEW is a draw. How about that? Unpaid Critic points out, and a bunch of people pointed out, they didn't even announce Max AEW deal in the third quarter, taking credits for the Olympics. So the Olympics were on Peacock, got them 3 million subs in the third quarter. AEW Max deal wasn't announced in the third quarter. So like these idiots, they want to talk all this shit about TV ratings and yeah, let's go over to Blue Sky so we can tell each other fake, false, wrong, and then no one can correct us on our wrong. And if they do, we'll cry. So we're running to Blue Sky. Let's just all go live in a bigger bubble over there. That's their master plan. It's pretty crazy.
The best guy is Tony Khan.
Dave will dip to Blue Sky and he'll love it. He'll be worshipped there, dude. So Wrestling Mark goes, there's been more than enough false dawns when it comes to people finally packing up and leaving Twitter for pastures new. Dude, if you write that, pastures new, I really, really hope this is the one that sticks because of Elon and the general atmosphere over there now isn't catalyst for change. I don't think anything will be. Yeah, Tony owns a piece of this Blue Sky, bro. It's the only thing I can think of. Or Shad Khan or something. Yeah, I mean, what needs to change, bro? It was already a big, like, it was exposed that it was a big bubble, and then Elon bought it so that it wouldn't be as big of a bubble. Now, I know a lot more toxicity poured in because of that, but that's on both sides of everything. So I really don't know. It goes both ways, you know? But this guy can't get over the fact that he had to move to a new app that he clearly doesn't enjoy as much because he's urging everyone has to come over here. But meanwhile, he can't scroll that app and get all the same little, what is it, that it releases in your brain. You know, like we all get those little like dopamine hits from scrolling socials. Like he doesn't get that same hit. It's not the same, man. Oh, I need that Twitter. Got to talk about Twitter. And he gets all these likes, but it's not fulfilling because it's not the same. And that's why Twitter will never change as being the top dog, you know? And Elon made it better, I think. I know there's some dumb things where like you can pay for a blue check. You know, I do it every month. Don't make money off my though. I did not verify my earnings thing yet. I might do it soon though, for real. I might as well. But yeah, I tweet this out. I go, of course, Ricochet had to jump in. So Austin Creed tweets out pro wrestling video games cosplay. And then Omega goes, still waiting for you to try that first one. So just taking a shot at WWE where he doesn't have to unnecessarily. And so Ricochet has to pipe in, respond to it with like laughing emojis. And he's like, what? It was funny. But like, no, dude, you make yourself so unlikable on X. You know what I mean, dude?
You what?
You don't need to go there. So moving along, AEW Mole, see, he deactivated. So, and then I quote tweeted and responded to it too. I was like, bro, it's people asking him pointless questions that we already know the answers to. I talked about this before on, I think, the last show on Wednesday. I was like, you know, we're people are asking him that's just pointless. We already know. Does Tony really let people sit at home and get paid? Yes. Like, what do you mean? Why would you ask him that? Like, yes. And then just people responding to every one of his tweets, liking and retweeting it, not hating, but like that. If he's legit, that's what blew him up. I'm criticizing him too. Him asking for mole signs. He put a tweet out there. He's like, yeah, I'm looking for a mole sign and I'm going to walk up behind them and be like, mole, and then disappear into the crowd. It's like, well, you're the AEW mole, right? You know that there's not big enough crowds. And I'm not trying to be cute. Like, you get spotted in an AEW crowd, bro. Like, what the f- are you talking about? You walk up behind a guy, go mold, and try and walk away in an AEW crowd where there's rows on the floor that are empty. I know because I've been to them. You can't tell me that, dude. You'd get seen in 2 seconds and they would see you. They would just plant a guy with an AEW mole sign and then you walk up and say mole and then they go and stooge it. You know, so it just, to me, I just started getting skeptical, but we always were. If you listen to the mole stream, I said it, we're being skeptical. You know what I mean? Like, we have to stay skeptical of this guy. Yeah, we are, but we're not speculating even on who it is. I don't care who it is. We're just going to see if they drop any bombs, you know? And people saying like, oh, we can't have nice things. It's like, what's nice though about, so like, you just want AEW spoiled? I don't get it, you know? Because a lot of people saying that like, they just want to make fun of Tony Khan. And we already can do that. And we already know a lot of what the mole is saying. But it's interesting. The reason I wanted to go, look, he's right about all this though, is because when he does drop a real bomb, it'll be worth it, you know? But now it's just gotten too weird to where it's like, I don't know if it is, man. This could be a troll or I don't know. This guy goes, the real one says, a pile driver, we see crazier on Dynamite. And that's exactly the problem. They're desensitized. They're used to seeing a destroyer, pop-up destroyer, kick out, 450. Dumb that doesn't draw, that no one cares about. Go do circus if you just want to flip. The Olympics and gymnastics are a thing. Coach kids, you know? I don't know what to tell you. Not that I don't enjoy flips, but when it's like no semblance of a fight, it's ridiculous. But anyways, Julian Weeksy says, did we just see Kevin Owens do a pile driver on WWE TV? Ain't no way. And yeah, dude, that pile driver had so much heat. I know George Captor said he knew someone in the crowd. They were like, yeah, dude, it was lit. The place was packed to the titties. And the pile driver people were like, oh, in the building. And yeah, man, Orton sold it pretty well. It's obviously a work. Kevin Owens kept him safe. A perfectly executed pile driver, especially when it's just on TV. to where it's like, okay, we're going to put him on a stretcher. He'll come back at like a pay-per-view. This pile driver's a protected move. It's been banned. He'll get fined. It just makes sense. It just makes it. A pile driver broke the internet. You know, that's my strong grapple down A move on every 2K game, but it happens in real life in WWE because we're not used to seeing it. And it's like, oh, and they're doing it again, man. WWE's doing it. They're like, okay, yeah, you can bleed a little. Yeah, you can pile drive them. Does it make sense? Yeah, let's do it. Triple H was worried about Randy. Randy just came back from almost never being able to wrestle again. He gets pile driven. That should be an injury angle right there. Boom, it is. We're bringing it back to the old school territories. And Dave going, oh, these old school guys like Dutch Mantel who talk about live attendance and the whatever, like the territories. Well, that's what's working right now is the draws, the guys who are draws, the guys who are superstars, the pacing in the matches. Oh, come on. They did crazy stuff on the territories. Yeah, but the territories, it wasn't week to week the way Dynamite is. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't, and oh yeah, it was for the people there. Yeah, if you went to a hot ass wrestling show every week, and this is before MMA's on TV every night, and you know, people are desensitized to wrestling as well, and it's unveiled that it's a work and stuff like that. It's before all that, and they're getting back to it again. It's hot now because what's old is new, but it's like with a modern twist on it. You know, and they're just playing catch up. That's all. And Dave's playing catch up because he's out of touch and he just projects that. But yeah, I don't know. These marks are like, oh, Will Ospreay would pop up from that. I'm going to use this in a video. So here is Brutus the Barber Beefcake revealing why. So people kind of thought there was something like this. I think even on Dark Side, they didn't really reveal why Hulk Hogan and Brutus like don't get along. But here they really do reveal it. Like on Dark Side, they may have touched on this sort of, but I don't think they really revealed it. But Brutus reveals fully what Hulk Hogan said and what he said to his wife. And his wife was like, no, I'm here to meet like my husband's friend, Terry Bollea. I don't give a like, I'm not a Hulk Hogan fan, you know? It just like ruined Hulk Hogan's ego, I guess. I don't know. Let's listen to him tell it. Shout out Brutus the Barber and shout out Inside the Ropes.
He hit on my wife in his kitchen with his wife there. I mean, I think they were swapping, doing some weird shit. He's standing in the kitchen at his beach house and he's telling me and my wife how he likes to lube up his dick with olive oil.
Yeah, I taught him that move. I tried that one time.
You know.
Sorry if you hear like dabbing. I got to wipe my mic down too. It's sprayed really everywheres. All over the place. Hopefully my laptop doesn't out. No, it's all good.
And, you know, and my wife is from Boston and she don't mince words. And, you know, she basically told him where to get off at and, you know, told him, she says, I'm only here for one reason. That's Brutus Beefcake. She says, I came because I wanted to meet Terry Bollea, my husband's friend, lifelong friend. That's who I wanted to meet. She says, I don't know or care who Hulk Hogan is at all. And I guess his ego was so bruised, he couldn't even face her again. So basically he said, Brutus, you're welcome. You can come over, but don't bring your wife. I was like, yeah, you know, that doesn't really work for me, pal.
So what you gonna do, brother, when me and RFK Jr. rub olive oil all over our dicks? What you gonna do, Jack, when the Hulkster, when olive oil runs wild on you? Jesus Christ, what a sick freak. AEW Neckbeards goes, this is not a cult. So look at this, man. This is AEW blog. Thank you, Tony God. The election results are highly depressing for some people in America. I've seen people tweeting out like, as the world burns around you. It's like, man, shut the up. Like, bro, there are countries ran by like, it's literally Like kids have to walk 4 miles to get water from like a thing that cows are in, and then they got to walk back. Like, shut the fuck up, man. Anyways, but it's good to know that there's some good people in this world who are wildly successful without screwing everyone over. Oh yeah, he doesn't screw people over. Tony never screwed anyone over. I don't know, man. I don't know about that. The world is a horrible cold jungle. Welcome to the jungle. AEW has been around for 5 years now, and TK has already secured over $200 million per year in total revenue. They're just sharing this propaganda. There's no $200 million in revenue anywhere, and even if that's the case, they're operating in the red. So what the fuck are you even talking about? Which he shares around with everyone. And it's so funny because I thought it's not about that. So just say he gives money to people. Like, don't make it about. That's how you know these people, they do care about the numbers. You can tell they're running to a new app because of the numbers, but like this want to go 200 million a year, like he's Meltzer. Like this specific little data point they got to fit in there. It's so cringy, man. Which he shares around with everyone. Signs deals on multiple major platforms and put on some of the biggest shows ever at Wembley while delivering the most critically acclaimed run of wrestling pay-per-views of all time. No, he's never done that. He never put on the most critically acclaimed string of pay-per-views of all time. He has assembled the best people around him. How do you say this? He's got the worst people around him. Other than, like, I'm not trying to on Jerry Lynn and all, like the people he listens to and that are in his ear. Watch the NFL draft day, the people around him. Tell me podcasting dirt sheet shills are the best guys to be around him. He has assembled, AEW people pay-per-views are legendary for their insanely, consistently high quality. It has not been consistently high quality, especially in the last 2 years. For 5 years now, the shows have been a million times better. No, they're getting worse and worse, bro. It truly is. The WWE's patronizing propaganda events. He's calling WWE patronizing propaganda events, dude. I can't even say put. Jeepers, man. Patronizing propaganda events, dude. Because they go to Crown Jewel or what? How is it propaganda? Featuring women is propaganda to you? Crazy. There's been a lot of bot-driven negativity about Tony. A lot of bot-driven negativity. Meanwhile, you put out bot tweets like this and put out bot tweets that people that look like they're from Tony's burner. You know what I mean? Earlier, we read from this AEW blog guy, and we speculated it could be someone's burner. It seems like it is. Anyways, everyone involved, and sadly, there's a lot of gullible individuals who will believe it. It's always conspiracy theories. Everyone's dumb, but we're the elite smart people. Crazy. He's a genuinely good guy. No one's arguing that. A stats guy. I'll argue that. He sucks at stats. Family man. Fair enough. Won't argue that. Busy, but always finding time for others, and it's a bonus for him and his family that he is a billionaire. Yeah, this is a cult, dude. And that's good he finds time for others. You know what I mean? Good for him. No one cares that he lives his life, bro. Like, yeah, he's a great guy. We get it. That's not, we're saying he sucks at writing wrestling shows and booking wrestling matches. He doesn't know what he's doing. That's what we're saying. So, nobody has been more successful in wrestling at the same age or within the same time frame as Tony. No, he's not successful. I argue that notion. His success was buying everything, just having money and buying everything. Whereas Vince McMahon bought the company from his dad for $1 million, almost fell on his ass, paid the back, built it up to where it was. It wasn't doing great. WCW comes around, almost puts them out of business. Then they build it up, and then it gets built up to this $1 billion thing. Without WWE, Vince doesn't ever have $1 billion. Tony Khan has $1 billion. If he never wanted to play wrestling, he could have did anything. You can take $1 billion and invest in anything, man. Markers. And you can go like, oh, we're successful in the marker. We were able to raise $500 million in funds from my dad or whatever. My trust, where'd you get the money? My trust fund. Like, if you brought that to Shark Tank, they'd laugh you off the show. For real. They'd laugh you off the show. Or I'm Canadian. Dragon's Den, eh? Hey, bud? No, I like Shark Tank better. Yeah, no one's as successful because he bought his way in the biz. It's like, oh, I'm a terrible singer, but I bought my way into the music business and I got 1 million downloads on my album because I just bought the most radio play. But then you guys are trying to say we listen to top 40 if you're like me because I consume WWE. I'm saying we, and I guess now. No, but I get lumped in with people say like I'm biased towards WWE, and it's like, no. I call it down the line, just WWE stroking right now. And I'll always love WWE, like nothing, even during the days I grinded through because that's what I'm just a pro wrestling fan, you know? I still check in with New Japan. That has not been good for a good chunk of years, you know? Ibou. So this is what these cultists are going to do. They're going to run away to Bluesky, and then they're going to misinterpret information, say wrong things, not get corrected, and then put worship posts about Tony Khan up, and all like it. This is a cult, period. So, and not like the ironic, funny kind like Jim Cornette, you know, like it's unironically a cult, okay? So Ibou says, I've had enough, brah. WWE doesn't reserve the sole right to have access to athletes in the U.S., in U.S. wrestling. They don't. They're just going to help these people develop and get better at what they do. Unlike you, they're not going to stagnate, Ibou, and stay in the same mindset they're in and whatever. They're going to evolve as performers, if you will. You guys like to say it's performance, it's art, it's athleticism. Okay, athletic performers, entertainers, superstars. They're going to perfect their craft. They're going to hone their skills. They're going to have access to the best resources. It's like in football, bro. Go do they do training camp with the Bills. They get released. They go to free agency. You know, the Bills had first dibs on them because they scouted them and drafted them. Let's say they do their thing. They go, you know, it doesn't work out. You go to free agency, you go to another team. It's just sports, baby. But he goes, we're going to get Tony's attention on this. Tony won't do Ibou. Tony won't do. He doesn't give a about pro wrestling. He gives a about putting on these shows for himself in these big empty buildings so he can drive his car there and everyone can drive their buses and he's got dressing rooms for everybody. He does, and so he can say he competes with WWE. He doesn't give a about developing talent and or he'd already or some of this 250 million, the most successful on the best guys, Tony Khan. He'd invest that into live events to sharpen people's skills. Doesn't mean WWE tour dates. 2 live events a week, 1 a week, and you just stack it. And he would invest it in like some sort of training program. He literally works with the NFL and professional sports. So the NFL, the Jaguars, the team his family owns, they have training facilities that the players have access to. And watch the NFL Films Day. I watched it on Patreon. Okay. And I EFAP that thing where he's calling free agents. Okay. He scoops up like 6th and 7th round draft guys. That's like, I guess, what he's known for. But who knows? Someone would have to, I guess one of them makes the team every year. So it's almost like a Shad Khan. Yeah, we got Tony scouted him, so he's got to be on the team this year. 1 guy a year. It's so funny, man. But with the wrestling thing, like he sees it firsthand and he's too dumb to set that up. And why? Do we invest in he's not really interested in investing in wrestling. He wants to just go put on shows. Okay? And then Ibou goes, we got to get Tony's attention on this and get shaking. But I thought you guys had the best wrestlers. So Ibou is just backhanded, just like Dave Meltzer. All these idiots lack self-awareness. They're too stupid. And I'm so harsh on Ibou because he always like, stupid people will say this. And it's like the dumbest ever. And you're sitting there like, bro, no, you're dumb. I'm proving it right here. This is irrefutable that you lack self-awareness. We're going to get Tony's attention and get this shaking. So all the people that you blow and put over and pretend are the future aren't good. All the prospects Tony's got, they're not shaking. AEW's not actually doing this with them like you guys all pretend they are. You guys see, they're not consistent. They're not consistent enough for me. I own you, and I always will, unless I get dementia like Dave Meltzer. Okay? The fluoride in the water. Black helicopters. You know what I mean? There's no way. I'm 10 steps ahead of you. You're not consistent in your, that's the problem. At least be consistent if you're going to, okay? This is like backhanding Garcia and all these dudes. You go to Elboo's profile, it's him with a picture with Daniel Garcia. That's your boy. It ain't shaking. He ain't shaking. Just his dick, right? In the Young Bucks face or whatever he's doing, right? Him and Aubrey Edwards shaking tail, right, bro? They're not shaking. All the young guys, the guys they got up and coming, the best indie rest. AEW's the best because it's got all that you guys are peddling. You don't really believe in it. And that's why you're mad at me, because I actually believe in what I say. And when I change my mind, I gotta change my mind. I don't just go, here's this thing, and I'm going to ignore that my mind wasn't changed. Or I go, oh, I took the L on that one. And I'm not even the news. You guys are trying to be news. That's what I'm saying. Regular dudes like me, my gimmick should be no selling. You know, people just lying and making up, bro. You should be like real. No, the facts are the facts and the stats are the stats. That's what people expect from journalism. And I don't know if Ibou or Elboo peddles himself as a journalist, but Wrestle Purists likes to be like all up in the news. They're reporting and like they'll quote backup Hangman is like, well, this is supposed to happen. So you're a source. You're a dude. So your guys in AEW aren't shaken. Got it. Hey, Daniel Garcia, you hear that? You guys aren't shaken. You're not the future. He wants 6'3" guys. And exactly, they don't stand on this is to further what I was saying. They don't stand on they pedal. They're inconsistent. So why 6'3" dudes? Why 6'3" N-words, Elboo? How to work like Sasaki, the great Sasuke. Yeah, Sasaki, sorry. We're going to teach 6'3" N-words to work like Sasaki. Why? Why 6'3" dudes, man? Oh, because like short, skinny dudes aren't ideal for pro wrestling. And even when you're just throwing it out there, like subconsciously, this is how you know he's peddling. He doesn't really think Garcia's the guy. Just Garcia shakes his hand. What's up, Elboo? And he covers him good. That's all it is, bro. MJF jumps up in his live stream. Oh, you know what I mean? Of course you're going to love that. Tony Khan forgets to shake his hand on Twitter while he's filming it, and he looks stupid, but he's there, able to shake his hand, you know? And that's what Elboo, someone needs to send me that video of Elboo trying to get Tony's attention for a handshake and Tony Khan walking right past him, bro. It's the funniest video ever. But anyways, why subconsciously are you like, yeah, we got to teach 6'3" dudes how to work like Sasaki? Why? Oh, because you don't actually believe Darby Allin and all these junior heavyweight, cruiserweight dudes are it either. You like that they do flips, but you want to see big dudes doing flips. Why? Because it's an attraction, right? Because, oh, the big dude thing, like big dudes wrestling makes more sense. And maybe that's a big reason why AEW is in the place it's in, because some of these guys come on TV and we're just like, what the how the is Darby and Cassidy wrestling Pac and Claudio? It's two dudes who would murder these other two dudes. Unless their gimmick are we're jujitsu brothers and they just do grappling, right? This would make no sense in any universe. And they don't think that. But Elboo subconsciously agrees with Phil Marks, dude. And that's what I'm pointing out. They're not even consistent in their own. Why 6'3"? Very telling. So anyways, oh yeah, this guy was trolling. I called him a dildo. I'm like, they had Bobby Lashley, you dildo. So this guy was trolling, actually, I believe. So shout him out. He might be a funny one to follow. I'll keep you updated. But he goes, how does NXT gain viewers at the top of the hour, but Dynamite always loses viewers at that time? It must be because the CW is in more homes and because NXT has a 9-year head start of AEW. And then this guy goes, I'm glad you finally acknowledging the disadvantages of AEW has over WWE. Don't forget AEW didn't have ECW stars also, along with most AEW fans was watching news. So this guy's trolling, you know? And then I was like, they had Bobby fucking Lashley, you dildo. And he's like, no reason to call me names, and Bobby's not bigger than Bubba Ray Dudley. And then that's when I was like, no, but I think I respond. I was like, it's 2024 or something. And then it's like, yeah, he's trolling. My bad. I just followed him right there on the show too, because it's like, yeah, I should have known. And that's what I was saying earlier in the show. A lot of these trolls are like, you don't know, because his literal picture is AEW Shelton Benjamin. It's not even a fake picture like Shelton Benjamin with the funny mustache or something, fake glasses, you know? Not even like a clever, it's just like legit what one of those accounts would have. So I got trolled. But yeah, So brave to post this. Jay from Canada again. Jay makes the show a bunch too. Shout him out. He goes, love how he just can't leave something alone. He feels the need to continue to post about Twitter. I don't think he'll be missed on this app. So Wrestling Mark again coping. No adverts, no blue ticks, no engagement farming, no bots, no random corn, no Elon, no going back. No going back. Bro, meanwhile, he can't shut up about Twitter. I already broke this guy down psychologically earlier. Yeah, the random corn is probably a good thing. No bots, give it time, and you're a bot. Your brain is bot brain. And no Elon, dude, he could just start an account on there any day. So, yeah, I don't know if Elon triggers you, bro. That guy's like sending rockets into space. And I mean, he's just one of these wacky Einstein. Einstein probably would have pissed you off then, too. The guy wore Velcro, couldn't tie his shoes, didn't bathe, and had wacky ass hair. You'd be like, what's wrong with this guy? If you had social media back then, too. So it's like, shut up, you know. Let him just do his thing. Let's see. No engagement farming. I mean, dude, you're just talking about Twitter the whole time. Is that not engagement farming to some degree? Because you're all there because you hate Twitter. So you're like, yeah, Twitter all day. Is that not engagement farming on that app? Right? Like, see, I'm too clever for you. We are too. The PWT universe, a lot of normals out here, which I pointed out earlier, dude. Like, and what is normal? I get it. Call that. You guys know what I mean. Like people who think critically, you know? Yeah, so no blue ticks. Give it time, bro. What they're gonna do is this. Watch, I'm gonna predict it right now. I'm gonna fantasy mark book Bluesky. You guys ready? You guys ready? Chat, you ready? They'll make people pay to remove the bsky.social on this app. It won't be a check, but it'll be you can get rid of the .bsky.social. And then it's not a check, but like it's still a social status thing. So you know, no adverts. Yeah. How are they going to make money? Give it time, bro. And yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was the Sicko segment.